Hey everybody, this is No Arrows. Today we've got Penny Dora and the Wishing Box from Image Comics. And this is a kid's comic, which isn't something that Image is really known for. It's by Michael Stock and Sina Grace. And I'm guessing it's pronounced Sina, like John Cena. But it's a kid's comic, and before I get into what it's about, it's smaller than your typical Image comic, like dimension-wise. So I thought I'd do like a size comparison so you can see kind of what this comic is like. Here is a regular Image book, regular sized, and I'm going to put Penny Dora and the Wishing Box on top of it, as you can see. And it's a bit smaller, you know, it's rather little. And there's, you know, I could leave it there, but I mean, I don't really want to. Here's a book from First Second, one of their kids' comics, and as you can see, it's, in terms of width, it's about the same, but the height, the Image book is just a little bit bigger, Penny Dora is. And we've also got a manga here, and you know, it's bigger than a manga. But anyways, it's the idea was thought up by Michael Stock's. That's his name, right? Michael Stock. That's his daughter came up with it, and it's about this girl who finds this box, and if the box is open, like it says, you know, tell me what you wish for, or something like that, and you any wish you say into it will come true. And her annoying friend, this girl here, gets the box from her, and she wishes that she was a princess, and then, you know, Penny has to stop that from happening. And that's pretty much it. It's really straightforward, actually. And I was kind of disappointed because, like, I don't want to, like, go too deep into it. Like, I don't want to spoil everything, but her home life, you know, or her family, I won't say she has a bad home life, because it's not like she's abused or anything, but, like, her dad isn't around, and, you know, you kind of expect that she would wish for her dad to be around or something. But, yeah, I don't know. She doesn't do that. And, it's basically just this story of her friend who gets this power, and, you know, by the end of the book, she stops this problem, and it just feels very simple. Like, there isn't a whole lot to it, you know. It doesn't have the kind of dramatic weight that the premise, you know, sort of made me think it might have. So, yeah, I don't know. And, the art, I mean, I'm already at the end of the book, but, it does kind of, foreshadow that something, you know, a bit more in-depth might happen in later volumes. But I was kind of not blown away by the writing, that just the simplicity of the plot. And I mean, I know it's a kid's comic and everything. I have to go back in here because I just blazed through this book. But you know, kids comics can have stories that are, you know, just as good or better than adult comics. I mean, some of my favorite comics of all time are kids comics, you know. And, I mean, you wouldn't look at Bone or, like, you know, Carl Barks's Duck comics, or, you know, some of the stuff that First Second puts out, and say that kids comics have to be, you know, simplistic and boring. Not that this one is, but, I mean, it kind of is, you know, no offense. But I do like the idea, you know. props to Michael Stock's daughter, because it is a neat idea. Like, as soon as I started reading it, I was like, all right, cool, wishing box. Let's see what happens. You know, it's a simple idea. It's a simple theme, but it immediately interested me, which is partially why I was so disappointed with, you know, just the events of the rest of the book. And you know, the art isn't that good either. You know, lots of kids comics out there tend to have pretty good art, actually. Like, you know, good panel flow, good, you know, good sense of motion, good sense of place and space. Just, you know, cartooning 101, or, you know, 202 or 303 even. But this book is just kind of, you know, the art's good, but it's, you know, it's not kids comic level good. If that makes sense. I mean, they're just kids comics that look way better. But you don't have to take my word for it. I mean, Mark Millar's a fan, you know. He loves this. But I don't know, there's just so many better kids comics out there. I mean, we've got all kinds of publishers putting out cool kids comics, you know, the aforementioned First Second. You know, you've got, you know, even some good stuff from Scholastic even, that's really nice. Other publishers, and, you know, I think it's cool that Image is trying to get in on this, that they're not just trying to be a mature audience's publisher. But I just think it could be better. I just don't think it's there. It's not really something I can really recommend. You know, I mean, if like I mean, I couldn't even recommend it to a kid really, because there's so many better kids comics. But yeah, I mean, there's no way to really do a there's no way to do a negative review of a kid's comic without sounding like an asshole. So there you go. Judge me for what I am, and I'll give it like a 5. You know, I already basically said everything there is to say about it. It's just it's just very average. It's not super bad. It's not terrible. I mean, if you see it, you know, on sale or something, I mean, you pick it up, you might get something out of it. And like I said, there is potential. There's room at the end of the book for a deeper story to unfold. But just based on the level of storytelling that we see in this book, like, I'm not super jazzed. I don't need any more. I don't need any more Penny Dora in the Wishing Box. But again, you know, Michael Stock's daughter came up with something cool, and I would like to add that her sketches are on the back here. I showed them briefly, I think, already, but see that? This is the best part of the book, because it's just funny. Like, it reminds me of the stuff I would do when I was a kid. And you know, I kind of wish I mean, that would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? I didn't even think about that until I started doing this review. But, like, what if the whole thing was like, you know, it more closely adhered to, like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Penny Dora, Wishing Box.